In 1898, the United States bought 7,100 islands
with 7 million people.
for the price of a few years' worth of this.
What?
Every 4th of July, Americans celebrate Independence Day with fireworks, hot dogs, hamburgers, and enough cheese to frighten a cardiologist. This is a piece of a processed cheese. It costs about 95 cents. In 1898, the United States bought 7,100 islands
With 7 million people.
for the price of a few years' worth of this.
What?
Happy 4th of July. If you are in America, you're probably eating hot dogs. But if you are in the Philippines, well, until 1962, you were probably celebrating today as your Independence Day. Which raises a very awkward question. How do you celebrate your Independence Day from the guy who is currently hosting the barbecue? It was December 10, 1898. Spain is losing the Spanish-American War. And they're stressed. They're like landlords getting evicted, but decided to sell the appliances on a garage sale on their way out.
A complete bargain.
Today, we're looking at the receipt for the Philippines. It is a story of a failing empire, a rising superpower, and the most lopsided real estate deal in the human history. Welcome to the $20 million bargain.
June 12 is Independence Day because we declared it from Spain in 1898. But then, the US showed up and said,
Actually, we have a receipt.
and we didn't get actual independence until July 4, 1946.
Happy 4th of July.
Did the US bought a revolution that was already winning? It's like buying a marathon finish line while the runner is 10 feet away and then claiming you run the whole race.
Throw in Guam and Puerto Rico, and you've got a deal, partner.
Wait. Before historians start sending me strongly worded emails, I understand that history is more complicated than a receipt. We have to look at the paper trail. In 1898, the United States and Spain signed the Treaty of Paris, and Article 3 of this treaty is quite specific. Spain cedes to the United States the archipelago known as the Philippine Islands. It was a transaction, pure and simple. The price tag for the archipelago, including millions of human beings who weren't consulted, was exactly $20 million in gold coins.
It is a done deal, my friend.
Wait, what? You're telling me Spain received $20 million for the Philippines? And Americans spend more than that on cheese? I know, not a fair comparison. But once you see it, you can't unsee the absurdity. Article 3, short, sweet, but devastating. $20 million in gold coins. For Spain, it was a consolation prize. But for America, it was an entry fee to the Global Empire Club. But for Filipinos, it was a sold sign at their front door, even when they are still living in the house. Excuse me? Was anyone planning to ask me? I'm standing right here. I remember hearing conflicting stories about our birthday. June 12, 4th of July. Sometimes both. And I remember asking my teacher, does that mean we get a second cake? She didn't think it was funny. I, however, still think we deserve a second cake. But it felt like my country was going through a very messy identity crisis. $20 million. In 1898, that was a staggering amount of capital. But let's look at the inflation-adjusted value. That 20 million is roughly 700 million to 800 million in today's money. Now look at the American spending habits during a single 4th of July weekend. We are talking about billions spent on beef, beer, and yes, massive amount of processed cheese. I joke, but the math is haunting. We were essentially swapped for a few years' worth of party platters. Years later, I moved to the US. Suddenly, I'm celebrating the 4th of July. On both sides, it's a strange space to inhabit.
The 4th of July hits different. I'm at the barbecue, I'm eating the cheese, I'm watching the fireworks, and I realize I am living in the result of that $20 million transaction.
Grateful for the life I built here, but deeply aware of the complicated path that connected our two countries. History isn't just about dates. It's a collection of people trying to adapt to decisions they never got to vote on. But the reality, people were just trying to make it through Tuesday. They were living life while governments were busy negotiating it away. Maybe that's what independence really is. It's not just the dates on the treaty. It's the act of owning your own story, regardless of what the price tag says. Although I still think $20 million was a terrible deal, especially when that much cheese is involved.